Okay, Stormy, go ahead and email them to me if you want, like screenshots, and I can work on them too.
To undivide b by 2, you'd multiply it.
Good. So we're going to multiply by 2 on both sides. Okay. So now on the left side, I have 2 times a equals b times h. And remember, I want b by itself. So what is happening to b? It's almost by itself, but this h is being multiplied, right? B times h. So how do I undo that multiplying by h?
You would divide, but I think this is the area where I start to get very confused.
Okay, that's okay. So we're just going to divide by h. We want the h to go away. We're going to divide by h. So it's 2 times a divided by h equals b. That's it. Now b is all by itself, so that's it.
Okay, I think
Let's try another one. So this one, we're going to solve for m. So here's m. We have d. I want m by itself. So what's happening to m? It's being divided by v. So what should I do? How do I undo that? Yeah, very good. I'm going to multiply by v on both sides. So now you can write it as dv equals, and that's it. So these are, the reason I think these are so tricky is because it's not like you're getting one number as an answer. You're just rearranging variables. Really. So let's go ahead and try. Let's try number 1. So we're going to solve for x. I have 3 times x plus y equals z. Okay, 3 and adding y. The first thing I want to undo is addition and subtraction. So what should I do first? Yes, you're right.
well, the y is being added to we
Yes, exactly. So we're going to subtract y. Very good. So I get 3x equals z minus y. So there's one more step I need to do. What do you think it is? Not multiply. So right now, this is 3 times x. So it's already being multiplied. Good, Sky. Yeah, exactly. We're going to divide everything by 3. Divided by 3. And that's it.
I think I might have been trying to make it harder.
I think probably what was happening was you're probably trying to like keep going and solve for it because there are so many variables, and then you kind of get lost on which one you're trying to find. But it's 2, 3, or 4 if you want, and we can work those. Or if you think you've got it, you're free to go.
Okay,
Let's try number 2. So we're going to solve for b. So we ask ourselves what's happening to b. So first, it doesn't matter which one we want to move first.
let's subtract
Okay,
a
good. So let's subtract A from both sides. All right. So those are going to go away. We're going to be left with B minus A. Okay, again, we're solving for B, so we want to get rid of that minus C. So how should we add
C to B.
good add C to both sides exactly? So now we're going to get B equals D minus A plus C. And now real quick,
I think, well, we need to subtract. In this example, add
yes,
C to B when they're not the same variable.
that makes sense. Yep, so if they're all just variables, we can't ever like simplify or combine them. So you would just leave it all written out. Yeah, that's okay. I totally get it. All right, well, I'm going to work these next two problems with Stormy, or three, a couple, four maybe, real quick. So if y'all want to try to solve number 3, number 4, you can.
I have one more question.
I'm gonna pull up. Okay, sure.
Get to the class thing from yesterday.
Class connect thing from yesterday.
No, no,
Like the small group? Okay, so, and you're going to use your Texas Online Prep email to log in, and then the homework should like come up as an assignment for you. So it should already be on there. If you don't know your password, you can just click reset password, and it will send you a password reset link to your TOPS email.
Okay, I tried signing into it yesterday for science, and the username and password it just said to use didn't work.
Okay, so try to reset your password. I don't know if I can. I'm going to see if I can see your password. No, I don't think I can. Okay. So what I think would be best is to just go ahead and go to classkick.com and go ahead and sign in with your Texas Online Prep email, and then just click the button that says forgot password.
When I do that, instead of saying your email to me, it says to put in the email address of a teacher.
The email address of a teacher?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm not sure which one.
You can put mine in. That's fine. So my email address is kasmith@texasonlineprep.org. I want to make sure that that's the login that I use. And if that one doesn't work, you can do ksmith1@k12.com. So write those two down, and then you can use those, and maybe it'll send like a reset email to me, and then I can send it over to you.
ksmith1 at what?
k12.com. k12.com. Okay, so Stormy, the first thing we're going to do on this problem is distribute your 4. So you're going to get 4a plus 12 equals 12 plus 4a. So when we solve, we want to try to combine our variables that are on opposite sides. So we have 4a over here and 4a over here. Okay, Richard, have a good day. So we're going to subtract 4a from both sides, and you will see that's going to cancel, and it's actually going to cancel out over here. So we get 12 equals 12. So when we get a true statement like that, where the numbers equal each other and it's a true statement, 12 does equal 12, that's when it's going to be all real numbers. So that was like one of the ones that's considered like a special case. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, let me put this other one up here. Alrighty, so this one says solve for x. So we first find x right here. So I asked myself, okay, what's happening to x? Well, it's being multiplied by 6, we're subtracting 2, and it's being multiplied by or divided by 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the 4 on the bottom. So the tricky part here is that we have to multiply everything on this side by 4 as well. So that would cancel out, and we would get 6x minus 2 equals, we would have 4 times x, which is 4x, and 4 times negative 2, which is negative 8. So that's like probably the tricky part where you might have missed on that one. So yeah, that's okay. So from there, we're going to subtract 4x so that we can solve. We're going to get 2x minus 2 equals negative 8. And then add 2 to both sides. So 2x equals negative 6. Divide by 2, 4x equals negative 3. That's a really tricky one. And to be honest, that was like the hardest one on the test because it has the fractions in there. I don't really love the problem, but it's a good, like, hard problem. Okay, this is the literal equations one. So let's do this one real quick. All right, so we're going to solve for C. X divided by number. Okay, so if it's x divided by 9, I would multiply by 9 on both sides. Good question. All right, so this one, we're going to solve for C. The tricky part about this one is that this A is next to C, so A is going to have to multiply these out first before we can solve for C. So we're going to have A times B minus A times C. Yeah, this is a tough one too, equals D. All right, so then we're solving for C. So this whole thing, A times B, this is like just a number, right? So we would treat it like it was just a number. So we're going to subtract AB from both sides. So we'd get negative A times C equals D minus A times B. And this is the other part that's a little bit tricky. So again, we want C. So this is negative A times C. So we're going to divide everything by negative A. So we get positive C equals. Now the tricky part is D divided by a negative becomes now negative D, right? Like we don't want to leave this negative A in the bottom. So we have to flip the signs of everything up here. So it's going to be negative D, and then that becomes positive, and this becomes positive. So that's how we would get positive AB minus D over A. These were tricky ones. Those are really good questions. Okay, let's do this last one real quick. If you need another attempt on this quiz, let me know. And I don't know if you've used all 3 of them, but if you need another attempt, I would be happy to give you. Okay, you have 2 more. Great. All righty. So this is another tricky one. Okay, good. we're going to solve for h. So a equals 1/2 h times a plus b. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply everything by 2. So we want to go ahead and get rid of this divided by 2 here. So that goes away. So we have 2a equals h times a plus b. So since this is h times this entire thing, we can go ahead and just divide, because the opposite of multiplication is to divide. So we can just divide by a plus b. We get 2a divided by a plus b equals h. Those were really good questions. It's like the literal equation